You know, think about this also, though, when we're talking about not being in your chair listening to the other debate. Where are Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders or Senator Bennett or Klobuchar? They're not listening to this. In fact, they're not even showing up to work right now. And I'm not trying to broaden into a bigger discussion.
Hold on a second, Jack. They were sitting and listening to the entire hearing. The hearing was ended because Republicans only did 2 hours. Then they wrapped the hearing for the day. That's why those senators are not sitting and listening to it, because there's nothing happening right now. The Senate is closed. Hold on. The Senate is closed for business right now. While those hearings were happening, they were sitting and listening to it. The reason they're not sitting in the Senate right now is because the Senate is closed for business. That's why they're back campaigning on the campaign trail. So please don't mislead the audience saying things like that.
Well, Joy, as I understand it, what Senator Kennedy was saying is that he had not been paying attention to the House hearings. He is paying attention to the Senate hearing. Mm-hmm. Okay, and that is not his job to listen to the House hearings. And if you think about it from a senator standpoint, we heard Adam Schiff for 2 years say he had irrefutable evidence that there was collusion with Russia. He looked in the cameras. He told us that over and over again. And then he said quid pro quo over and over again. And when a focus group said that argument's not going to work, they switched to bribery. And then when there was finally articles of impeachment, none of the above was mentioned at all. Or it was mentioned, but it wasn't part of the article. So I don't blame Senator Kennedy for not following the House, because he knows it's all politics.
Do you know who
he's going to listen?
But finish your sentence.
Well, he's going to listen in the Senate, and for the first time, the president will be entitled to give a defense. As you know, unlike in the Clinton impeachment, President Trump was not allowed to cross-examine witnesses in the House.
Okay,
so
so here's the difference between the way we do business over here on MSNBC and the way that they might do business in other places you appear. You just can't say things that aren't true and just say them. And then, no. Wait a second. You just actually can't do that. You know who said there was a quid pro quo? Donald Trump's own ambassador to the European Union, who was the guy involved, one of the three amigos. He himself said, yeah, it was a quid pro quo. That was said in the House hearings. Maybe the senators who are getting paid $174,000 a year to do a very simple job should have listened to it. I want to let Mehdi Hasan get
Joy, but it's not in the articles. It's not in the articles. If there was one, that's what Adam Schiff and Jerry Nadler should have built their case on. They did not. They dabbled with it. They flirted with it. But in the
Bill
end,
Clinton having sexual relations with an intern wasn't in the articles against him, but Lindsey Graham was happy to impeach him for that. Here, let's let Mehdi Hasan in.